How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mo, and today we're going to be installing the 8-gang switch panel on the Sequoia so we can run all of our lights through it without having a rat's nest around here. As you can see from the earlier episodes, we set up our engine bay to hold the switch panel. I got this bracket, the switch panel bracket, so we can mount all of our stuff here and keep it away from you know, any running parts or anything like that. And it's close enough so we can run it through the firewall. So all the wiring will be going through here. The only wires that are gonna go is positive and negative to the battery, and that's the only wires that's going to be in the engine bay. It's going to clean it up real nice. We're going to have the ability to install a bunch of lights without having a bunch of wiring. So let's go inside and do a quick unboxing and see what comes with the kit. And this is a fairly cheap kit. I think it's like around 100 to 150. Of course I wanted an S-Pod, but an S-Pod is about like $1,000. So you know, we're gonna have to wait. I'll try this and see how it works, and then if I don't like it, I'll just go ahead and get the S-Pod. As you all know, I don't like buying cheap parts. I like high-end parts, so I just buy them once and forget about it. I don't have to replace them. But you know, 100 bucks, 10% of the cost of the S-Pod, I decided might as well go ahead and try it. So let's go and see what's inside. All right, so we're inside, and let's see what comes inside the box. So let's see. All right, so we got our switch panel. Of course, those cheap stickers tell you what it is. It comes, and we got our instructions here. Of course, here's what we have inside the box. And this is the switch panel itself. This is where you hook up all your lights and stuff. It's a pretty nice sealed unit for the price. You can hook up about 8 lights or 8 combinations, and I think the amperage is all preset, so we can't go any higher on fuses. So this is what's, you know, you got 2 5s, 2 10s, 2 20s, and 2 30s. So it should hook up most of whatever lights you need, but I don't think you can hook up like an air compressor or anything like that. So this is, you know, just for lights, the way I'm using it. Maybe when I get an S-Pod, I'll hook up a new compressor. So here's the switch panel itself, where all the buttons, they feel all right. I mean, it's light. I already mounted the bracket on the back, and this is the wire that goes to it, and it'll hook up to this wire, and it'll, you know, this wire will hook up to the fuse box. Alright, and it comes with, and this is the rest of the bracket. You just, you know, put the bolts back in and you tighten them, and you can adjust it. It's like a swivel, something like that. And of course it comes with your wires. You got your positives and negatives, and then this is, I'm guessing, for like to turn it on with the key. And I'll show y'all how to do this without having to splice into your factory wiring harness. It's just add a fuse. And also we got a, I guess, circuit breaker, something like that. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, that goes in between the switch panel itself and the battery, so it protects it, won't fry it. So it's not a bad kit. And also it comes with a bunch of brackets and zip ties. I think those brackets are for the to mount this on. But again, we have the we already have a bracket that we can mount it to without having any trouble or anything like that. All we need to do is just drill a couple holes in that one, and this will bolt right up. I don't know what the other brackets are for, but they're pretty heavy brackets. Those are pretty heavy duty steel. Anyways, so let's go to the car and go ahead and start installing stuff. I know some people asked me to go in detail, so we're gonna go and do it, and I'll try my best to go in detail. And if you have any questions, just please ask. because I hate wiring, and this is my first time doing any kind of wiring job, so I don't think you really need that much experience to do this because it's fairly easy. Alright everyone, so I took the cover off and I set it up to where all the wires can run easily to the battery. So on this panel right here, you can see there's holes here, so you can bring in your wires in and it'll stay sealed, so it doesn't have to, the cover seals it. So this is the only part that you can go in and attach it. So you need to kind of give it a hang a little bit off the bracket, and all your wires are going to run through here and attach here while the cover's on. So the positive is going to run to this, and then another positive is going to run to the battery, and then the negative is going to run from the from here all the way down to the battery or wherever you want to ground it. So now I just marked it, and we're going to go and drill and attach these before we attach the wires. And I'm using 5/32, and then if I need to step it up, I'll step it up. I'll show you all the bolts that I'm using and the nuts. All right everyone, so I went ahead and I drilled the holes, buttoned it so I can go ahead and mount everything on it, because I got nuts in the bottom for the bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt them up, and then we'll move to wiring everything up to the battery, and then we'll run everything inside. So it's fairly simple. You really don't need any knowledge of wiring. It's just the instructions, read them. They tell you exactly how to do it. But yeah, let me go ahead and bolt this up to the bracket, and then we'll move to the next step. All right, so these are the bolts that I'm using to bolt everything up and mount it. And also these are the nuts. These are M6x1, and these are M6x1. Those are the 10 millimeters, and then the other ones are the M6x1 20 millimeters. They're a little bit longer, so I can mount this up because this body is a little thicker. But yeah, that's all you need to bolt these up, and once we get them mounted up and everything, and then hopefully will be easier, then we'll just do the wiring. All right, so we got everything bolted up. As you can see, look from underneath, it's not poking out too much, so it's not going to rub against the master cylinder. All we have to do now is run the wires. So what we're going to do first is run the wires to this and then to the battery, and then we're gonna run everything inside the cab. What we're gonna do now is attach this short red cable to this right here, and all you need to do is run it through here. Remember those holes, and all we need is a screwdriver, and then we're gonna take the screw out and attach it back, and then we're gonna take this. I think this is a 10 mil right here. So this is the first one that we're gonna do. That's the first positive, and then we got a negative and another positive that's gonna come off of this and go to the battery. All right, so before we attach this big thick wire to this, we're gonna have to run an accessory wire to inside of the cabin, so whenever we turn on the ignition, the system turns on, so it won't be on all the time. Anyways, this is going to be inside the cabin, so I just wanted to show y'all what it is. And what we're going to do is attach it to a red wire, and attach this red wire to this end right here, so it can go down in the cabin. Now I just had, you know, regular wire. I don't know what gauge this is, but we're just gonna take it, add a terminal to it, and then attach it here, and then run it through the firewall so we can crimp it to the adder fuse, and then attach it to the cigarette lighter. I'll show you exactly what location to do it in, because I already mapped it out. So I got this wire crimped. I think it's a 14 to 16 gauge. And then I'm gonna attach it with this long red wire, but we're not gonna attach it to the battery. This is where we're gonna stop for now, and then we have to run everything inside the cabin before we can do it. So first thing is just take them out and just unscrew this other side, put the the wires in, and tighten them up. Don't tighten it all the way up, because we might need to adjust it on where it's gonna go. So this step is done for now. So the ground is gonna attach to the system itself. We're just gonna remove the screw like this, and then run it through the hole like we did with the red wire. And then the ground, you can attach it anywhere. I'm just gonna attach it to the battery. Route it through here behind the brake reservoir, and you can attach it to the battery terminal or the frame itself. So this is the last wire we need to attach to here before we can run everything inside. First thing you do is you route it through here, because this end won't fit. So you just get it, and all you have to do is just plug it in. It's very easy, simple. And then this wire, are gonna route it through here where the ground went, and the positive behind the brake reservoir, and it's gonna go this way so it can feed inside the cabin. All right, so this is where everything is and how we wired it up. So we're gonna run it through the cabin, through this nipple right here where all these wires are going through. We're gonna chop this top of this nipple, and then we're gonna feed all the wires in. So I'm gonna get a coat hanger or something like that and tape everything up and feed it in. But first we gotta cut that off. Once you cut it, then you're able to feed it through the cabin. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll show y'all where it comes out in the cabin. I cut the nipple, and then also, if you can see, I don't know if you can see from my hand, but there's a slit up top, so it can go in, because without cutting the slit on top, it's not going to go in. And I'm gonna go ahead and feed a wire through. So the hardest part is get everything through the nipple. I sprayed some silicone spray on there, and I did the slit up top, and then inside the cabin you're gonna do a slit too, and that should help it. I don't know if you can see, but you gotta remove the carpet, and over there you're gonna have to slit. But once it's through, then it's easy. The accessory, we're gonna this wire is a little too long. I just wanted enough wire, but we're gonna slip it through here and then attach it to 20 amp for the cigarette lighter, and then we're gonna attach it. And then this one we're gonna run behind the pedals and through where the cigarette lighter, where the ashtray and cigarette lighter is at. That's where we're gonna mount it. I removed the ashtray already because mine is broken, so it's gonna mount up pretty nice over there. We got the red wire. We're gonna pass it through here, and it's kind of hard doing it one-handed, but you pass it through here, and that should be holding it tight. You're not gonna see it really. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it here and then attach it to our adafuse. And what I'm gonna attach it to is the 15 amp cigarette lighter. If you can see it, I don't know if you can zoom on it, but that's what we're gonna attach it to. So 15 is gonna be this one right here, second row, second one from the top. All right, so this is how the adafuse is gonna look. I added a 10 amp and the 15 amp that goes to the cigarette lighter, and then the wire is attached, and I just went ahead and tucked it away from everything. So I hope everything works, Now we just got to feed this wire to the ashtray. I fed the wire all the way through and then came right here. And now I got a bunch of wire, so what I'm gonna do is I'm kind of neatly fold it up, zip tie it, and then tuck it in there. This wire, when you plug it up, it turns on, you know, if you put on your ignition, a cigarette lighter, that one for some reason it's messing up, it's not working out for me. But when I take it off and unplug it and put the fuse back in its spot, everything works fine. Now I don't know if it's getting straight power, because when I turn it on, it turns on and everything works, but when I turn it off, I don't know if it's getting power still or not. I'm hoping it's not. So I'm just gonna run it like this. Battery dies, oh well. I'll figure out something for it. But now I'm just gonna go ahead and zip tie all these wires for it and then attach it here. All right, everyone, so everything is done. As you can see, I got everything wired up. Now this wire is the only wire that has no place to go. I cannot hide it unless I make it longer and just fish it through here, but that might be a project for another day. Right now it's not in the way of anything. As you can see, it's all hooked up here, and it's all hooked up. Do not put the cover because this is sensitive, and I realized whenever I put the cover, the system does not work. And again, I unplugged this. We don't need it. I need to pull it out. I just don't have time to do it today. It's not getting any power or anything like that. So let me show you how it is inside. This is the mounting area. I mean, I think this is the perfect area to mount it. Again, I took the ashtray out, but you really don't have to, because I thought I was gonna drill. Then I ended up using these thin strips of 3M tape, and it's pretty strong, so now it's held up all by 3M. And I just put it on the edges of the bracket, and I stuck it on there, and it's not going anywhere. It's pretty firm in there, so you know, it's not gonna fall or anything like that. So because I don't have anything I guess the antifuse, I don't know, I haven't really worried about the antifuse. So you don't even need to crank up the car to turn it on. So it's not getting any power on now, and then you turn it on and it's blue. I don't think it will dim or anything like that. I'm not really sure yet. And then again, you can just click on them and I'll turn on whatever lights you're on. I don't have anything hooked up yet. And then you press off and then you press on. That's when all of them come on. And you can customize it, you know, as whatever way you want it. As of right now, I can leave it on, but if you keep it on, you gotta remember to turn it off before you get out of the car, because it'll drain your battery the way I have it hooked up. And yeah, so everything's tucked in. All the wires are tucked in behind here. I got my microphone for my radio and my USB C cord, my charger hooked up for the radio and for the Apple CarPlay. Yeah, everything looks good. I'm really happy with the way I have it set up right here. Again, it is a cheap setup. We'll see how it works, how it'll stand with time and everything like that. I do want to get the S-Pod eventually, but for right now, this will work. Again, you know, if you like this video, go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe, guys. I'll have more videos coming up. Hopefully next video will be, I'm hoping, the Baja Design ditch lights. I want to mount those. I'm real excited for those, but we'll see if they will come in time or not. But yeah, I'll see y'all next video, guys.